Hello, Batul. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you reaching out.
Fantastic. Well, as you know, there's this great new platform and website that's just come out called Mind, Body, Soul Sisters. And
Yes.
I am a contributor for that. And you, my friend, are the first person that I am interviewing for this.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Fantastic. Well, today, guys, I have the honor of interviewing Batul, who is the founder of BHS Image Consulting. BHS Image Consulting offers personal styling services for women who seek to continuously empower themselves and feel confident in their own shoes. So, with that, I wanted to tell you that Mind, Body, Soul Sisters believe that self-care comes first, and we have to love ourselves before we can love others, and aiming to positively impact your overall health by bringing balance to your mind, body, and soul. And
It's
Batul, I think you're
wonderful.
going to hit a couple of those categories here with us today.
I do. One of the things that really stood out to me when I was reviewing the Mind, Body, Soul Sisters mantra was this idea of channeling that power from within, and that idea of empowerment, which is so consistent with the work that I do. So I was super excited to kind of discuss all of those things with you today.
Fantastic. Well, without further ado, can you give us a little bit of your background and education?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I am a proud Jersey girl through and through. I love Italian food just as much as the next person. For me, I think growing up in the community of New Jersey as an Asian American Muslim, I was just surrounded by so many strong women, strong and beautiful women, and to see and observe the different interpretations of dress, from their backgrounds and all that they pulled was something that really drew me towards fashion. And so I ended up like every New Jersey girl in New York City, and started out my academic career there. And as you know, New York is such a great place. I mean, people from all over the world come together in that city. And so I was able to learn from so many different creatives, and collaborate with them on projects. And that was my first introduction to fashion as academic study, and more than just kind of what I saw quickly in the fashion magazines that were available in my small town. Life ended up taking me to San Francisco, which was, completely different coast, completely different vibe out there. And I really learned about the impact of the industry in terms of the human rights impacts, the environmental impacts. And so it was just really a great combination of ideas that I was able to get from the different places that I lived, in terms of how fashion affects people at a global scale, and how important it is for everyone to really understand. And so starting out my career, like most of us, really looking for where we fit into the big scheme of things. And I came across this styling position, which I didn't know much about. And so it was definitely a new experience for me. But that's really when I learned how much it affects us as women, the way that we dress. And I've worked with so many amazing women who, maybe were going through different personal challenges, or they had different pursuits in mind, academic and professional. And so seeing how the way they dress affected the way they felt was definitely eye-opening
So
for
tell me
me.
then, what exactly is an image consultant / stylist?
Yeah, that's a great question. So an image consultant really takes a look at a person's presence when it comes to their interactions with everyone around them, whether it is in a professional setting, personal setting, if it's their online presence, which nowadays is huge. It's really important as well, that we take a look at our social media presence. And so personal styling is kind of a part of what an image consultant can do. And so that's kind of my area of specialty, which is personal styling for women, where you really take a look at the garments and the accessories that a woman adorns herself with, the beauty products and maybe the hair styles and all of that, to really see how it can be put together in a way that helps the woman communicate what she is trying to do, and what her goals are in a way that's authentic.
Awesome. So I'm not a celebrity. I'm a mom of 3.
Yes.
I'd like to believe I had some type of social media influencer status, but sadly no. So how could I use your services as just a mom of 3 and a wife right now in her
Yeah.
30s?
Yeah, so that's a really great question, and I get asked that question quite often. So one of the words that I would probably take out of that statement is just, right? I'm just a mom, or I'm just XYZ. And when we start to frame it like I am a mom, or I am, fill in the blank, whatever it is that a woman does, we are the stars of our own show. We write the script, we direct it, we star in it. And so for us in our everyday lives, there are changes we can make to help us stay focused on what it is that we'd like to do. And so in hiring someone to help kind of guide and focus in on what those things are helps us as we move forward.
Awesome. And have you helped women who maybe like me have been in between sizes, never
Yeah.
feeling like completely like they've made it? Or are your clients the type who are like, I'm here and I need to have a brand new look?
Yeah. So every woman is at a different place in her life, right? Some are like, I know where I am, I know where I want to be. And there are others who are like, I'm not quite sure style wise where I fit into this. So my suggestion is always to kind of dress for where you are, right? You never need to be a certain size. You don't have to have a certain budget. You don't need to wait for something that, it's really important that we're content with where we are, regardless of the goals that we have and that we continue to work on. And so, yes, a lot of the women I work with are maybe unsure as to what their personal style is. And so I work with them to really hone down on that
Yeah.
in
Wow.
the present.
Amazing. Yeah. And I think as women, especially for those of us who have been working from home right now, it's
Yes.
how do I transform and get up every day and give it a different look when I'm stuck behind a computer screen? What's giving me that motivation? So that's really cool. I've used personally some online platforms before for styling, Stitch Fix per se. How
Yeah.
does your service, and Stitch Fix, just for those who might not know, there's a stylist who I've never met before who may know a little bit about my style based on some information that I put online, and then
Yeah.
sends me a box every month, quarterly, once a year, or when you want it. You try on the clothes. Maybe that person hits the mark and you get everything, or you get a box of random things that you're not sure what to do with and you send back. So
Right.
does BHS Image Consulting, how does that differ from an online service like that?
Yeah, so the online services, it's not as personal, I would say, and that's a big part of personal styling. So for me, it's really developing that relationship with my client, getting to know them and their lifestyle, which is hard to tell, in a quick survey online, and to really work with them to curate a wardrobe versus having a closet full of items, a cardigan in every color. But not being able to put it together in a way that, makes you feel good when you get dressed up in the morning. And so that's one of the things that's a huge difference between the services that I offer and some of these online styling platforms, where I take a look at those nuances in our everyday lives, and I work with the client to identify what really it is that they want to do and where they want to be. And so in taking the time out beforehand to really assess what those goals are, it makes that styling process so much more fun versus trying on clothes that don't fit right and not feeling good about it.
Yeah. And Batul, can you tell me if somebody does want to sign up to become a client of yours, what
Yeah.
different packages that you offer? Are you an in-person stylist? Are you virtual? Do you have to live? Are you based in Maryland? Is it?
Based in the DMV, yes, in Maryland.
So how does one get in contact with you, and how does one use your services properly?
Yeah, great question. So I always encourage everyone to reach out. You're welcome to come to my website, bhsimageconsulting.com. Book that consultation. It's for free, 30 minutes to 60 minutes, whatever time you have to spare. Would love to talk with you and see kind of where you are so that we can develop a personalized experience for you. In terms of the services that I offer, the introductory package is like a personal styling report where we'll talk about color and body type and your aesthetic preferences and pinpoint all of those items with some suggested looks. I also do a wardrobe edit, which is great in person because I get to shove my way into your closet and start picking things up and really going through it and seeing, what garments and accessories are working for you and what aren't. I'm a big advocate of donating and consigning what's not working. And so this way it makes space for those items that will work for you and that you absolutely love. And then the final, package for those that are interested is the personal shopping services, where I'll go ahead and curate those items for you. I offer both virtual and in-person services. I know right now not everyone's comfortable with the in-person model, so there are ways to work around it and really build that curated wardrobe without having to do it in person.
And then also being able to work with clients nationwide who
Yes,
wouldn't have had the opportunity of being in the DMV before. So that's great.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely a plus to be able to work with women all over.
Okay, Batul. So now's the time where you can give us some tips and tricks for how to make the most of working from home.
Yes.
Anything that you'd want to share with us about how to just uplift our spirit, our soul, our body image that we're putting out to the world?
Yes, to feel empowered, right? And let that inner power channel through. So first and foremost, when you wake up in the morning, get dressed up. Doesn't matter if you're running to the grocery store, if you're heading to the kitchen to see what you're going to make for the day, dress up. If you need to put on that bold lipstick, wear real pants, which so many of us are not used to. We look great up to here, but we have those leggings on every day that we're so comfortable with. Yeah. But switch it up. Wear real pants. Get dressed up. Put on some makeup. Use that curling wand if you have some extra time. But definitely when we dress up, we're ready to show up. And we're ready to put forth our full effort in whatever it is that we want to do. And it comes across to others as well when we interact with them, when they know that we mean business, because we put on our red lipstick this morning, So yes, you did. And so that's kind of the first tip, when you get up, dress up, no matter what the day holds. You never know what it's going to hold. So definitely do that. Second thing is, once a week, pick one or two items that aren't working for you. Doesn't matter if they were expensive, if they still have the tags on them, if they haven't been worn, if they're not working for you, go ahead and donate those items to someone who can make good use out of it, for sure. Because this way, when you start reducing the clutter and getting rid of things that you don't need, that don't work for you, you can always begin to see what items do work and rediscover those pieces of jewelry that were packed away that you didn't know were there,
They spark joy.
For sure.
Do I see joy? Yes.
Yes, wherever you are, you should love it. You should always fall in love with your closet when you walk in. So pick a drawer, anything that's ripped, torn, used to be white, but isn't anymore. Get rid of it and you don't need it. You'll be happy without it. Certainly, whatever you have, whatever you purchase, make sure you love it. Make sure the color works the first time, so that when you're in that Zoom call, you're happy with the way you look and you feel comfortable. If the color doesn't work right the first time, if the fit isn't right the first time, it's not going to get better the third or fourth time. So love it when you buy it.
Great advice. How often do we just run into the store, grab something, come home, don't like it, never return it? 3 years later, it still has
Yeah,
the tags and it's hanging in the closet.
absolutely, right? Dress with intention, so purchase with intention. Have an outfit in mind. So if I love this top, do I have, a skirt to go with it? Do I have a blazer that I can pair it with? Kind of putting the whole look together in your mind before we start buying pieces that don't come together as full looks.
I love that line, dress with intention. That's
Yes, always dress with intention, and you'll be so much happier for it.
great. And Batul, for those that are with us right now, could you go ahead and give us your website one more time, and we'll make sure to
Yes.
link it on our social media as well. But how do people get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So I am just a DM away. You can follow me on Instagram, BHS Image Consulting. The website is www.bhsimageconsulting.com. You can always contact me through there. My email address, my phone number, everything is there. I always, let women know that you're welcome to reach out to me wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're looking to, for, definitely reach out, and I'm always happy to have that conversation.
Batul, it was so great speaking to you today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Mind, Body, Soul Sisters platform.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to see this network of women come together and all the resources that you have to offer.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.